Synfix started with a fundamental belief of that identity is a right, it's not a privilege. Everybody deserves equal access to opportunities. Nobody should be excluded on the basis of their identity. I believe a lot in solving problems, which is why we started Synfix. Okay, Eme Oluchimezie. I am the Group CEO of Synfix. What gets me out of bed every day is the very fact that I get to make a difference in the life of so many people, millions of people. Synfix started with a fundamental belief of that identity is a right, it's not a privilege. So, and everybody deserves equal access to opportunities. Nobody should be excluded on the basis of their identity. And then we also believe that the problems plaguing Africa can be solved in a very seamless manner, utilizing technology. And that's where we got our name from, seamless fixing of problems. That's Synfix, seamless fixing of problems. So the idea, the fundamental belief is that we should fix problems in a very seamless manner, and we recognize that identity is a right, it's not a privilege, and on that basis, nobody should be excluded on the basis of identity. Everybody deserves equal access to opportunities. And then ultimately, in Synfix, we strive to deliver service in a very excellent way, because we fundamentally believe that ordinary services should be delivered in extraordinary ways. I used to joke with some of my friends that my day, or rather my work in Synfix, is typically to talk, keep talking to different individuals, different groups of people. But no day is typically the same. So a typical day, I would get to work, get some important meetings out of the way, and then I try these days to structure block times of thinking, because at the end of the day, I realize that the productive work that you do is that which you do when you have block works of thinking. So, and of course, what's the productive work? Anything that takes us closer to the goal of the organization is a productive work. Anything not taking us closer to the goal is a non-productive work. So daily, the actions that must be taken that I term productive are the ones that help me grow my throughput, help me drop my inventory, and help me drop my cost. So a bulk of the time, I tend to do that. I tend to be able to figure out the most in those block times of quiet, focused work. So no typical day is the same. Some days are crazier than the others. Some days are firefighting days. Those days you wake up, you receive an important save or so kind of call from your customer, and all you do that day is fight fires. For some other days, things are a bit stable, or things are very stable, and all you are doing is ideating the future and working on the future, trying to ensure that the future actually is better and you bring it closer. You see, a bulk of my work is actually a work of envisioning what the future would look like and bringing it to the present. Just a bit about myself. I'm a father of 4 kids, a husband, and I studied in UN and University of Nigeria, and so I studied electronic engineering. In 2019, late 2019, we had a very strategic engagement, a discussion where we discussed the Synfix landing zone. And we said anything that is going to help us land there earlier is a trigger. Anything that is going to make us land there later is a trap. So we discussed it, and part of the discussion also, something else that came up was, what can kill Synfix? And we analyzed a lot of factors, and we quickly realized that something that can easily kill Synfix is a compliance fine, a compliance issue. And on that basis, we took out and did a lot of ISO certifications. We did ISO 27001 and 27701. And interestingly, for 27701, which is the Personal Information Management System, we are the first software company in Africa and the first company in Nigeria to get that certification. We did all that to ensure that our processes are in compliance, such that whoever we're working with, the person should have some minimum expectations, right? Secondly, we also analyzed and said, okay, what's the kind of impact we want to make? How do we want to contribute to the global economy? Today, our solution has impacted over 100 million people, has also enabled over 70 businesses with a connection of over 50,000 agents, which is indirect jobs, has been created based on our solution being in existence. But we analyzed, what kind of impact do we want to make at least in the next 10 years? And we said, okay, in the next 10 years from that day, we want to at least have impacted up to 1 billion end users. And we want to have empowered at least 10,000 businesses, not just 70. And we want to have at least built 1,000 leaders. We realized that the education system is not so sufficient to build these leaders from university, so we bring them in as graduates and train them and deploy them. And a lot of them actually end up going to major organizations in the global space where they end up contributing so significantly. So we decided that this is what we are going to do. We are going to create this level of impact. And on that basis, we analyzed our environment and analyzed Africa and realized that even if we are to deliver service to a significant portion of the people in Africa, it wasn't going to be enough for us to be able to achieve the impact we want at scale. So we decided to look outside. We decided to play in the global economy. We decided to set up in the UK so that we can impact on a more global environment. Okay? So on that basis, we are now no longer just looking at Nigeria. We're no longer looking at just Africa. We are now looking at the global space. And Synfix is so opportune to have had a lot of significant experience in Africa, because now we're able to enable a lot of global players, okay, that want to actually do business with Africans to be able to get that significant. So there's a gap, there's a buffer. Businesses out there in the world, they want to do businesses with companies in Africa, but for some reason there's a challenge with documentation in Africa, and that exactly is the kind of challenge you're solving. So we are solving African problems for the world. So our being in the UK is enabling us engage the world on the challenges that we are solving in Africa, enabling them to be able to do better business, powering what we call the Africa 2.0 or Africa Zero Gravity, where Africa is able to actually stand and able to start making, taking her seat in the global economy.